But who's gonna play that though? Is Rai gonna play the Yone? Oh, this is bold. This is really bold. I think, yeah, Baki will be playing the AD carry as him, and Bio will obviously swap. But Rai on an actual mid lane
has practiced the Yone here. However, it does fit the composition. I think, like, especially if you choose to go towards more of like a quote-unquote poke or mix damage Kai'Sa that a lot of people do.
Oh, hold on.
Like...
Yeah. Excellent stuff there. And Shackle potentially in a little bit of danger. Snella roaming over. He is only level 1 on the Nautilus though, and multiple members of Bulldog are converging on his position. Doesn't have the flash available. Q cooldown not going to come up to escape. It's a very low. Health bar's falling, but no one quite in kill range just yet. KaZLoLL looking to set up for something in the bot lane. Is going to be able to find Snella. Gets the aftershock proc to immune a load of damage, but he has got absolutely nowhere to go. What is that, death number 3 for them as well? Means that probably not the last time we're going to be seeing action in the bottom lane favoring the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this also means that a lot of this early game has gone massively well due to that laning phase from the bot lane so far. Like Exofeng, like KaZLoLL have found their angles, they found their avenues. Getting that Ezreal ahead is so important. Because just on one item, when you get that Trinity Force and you're ahead...
He's not been enjoying his time in the mid lane, hasn't fallen down just yet, but... does feel like Cayman's kind of got the run of things. Vayu looking like he's going to be the target of a gank from Lulas. Level 6 on the Jin. Chao flashes away from the Ezreal ultimate. KaZLoLL tanks it up. It's 2 free reign on this bot lane tower, and Cayman's doing a pretty similar thing to topside. Saying that though, Snilla is having just a really, really bad game of League of Legends. 2 levels down on KaZLoLL. Bulldog are just farming the enemy Nautilus at this point. Rai goes in for a trade. Cayman actually going to be dropping the ultimate. I don't think it's going to be enough to take out the Yone, but it will definitely do a fair chunk of damage.
So, as the teleport came in through the top of the map, as I'm going to hold the thought.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, we've tried to make a point, and Bulldog are just perfectly executing a dive again.
They've been through the laning phase. And we'll see, as the series goes on, if that early game dominance is as replicable as Bulldog Esports wanted to be. However, came in, gonna find the Maokai, or Maoko's gonna find him.
Oh, he's been slowed up. He's going to be rooted, knocked up by Snilla, and KAOS not like they found a moment here, but Cayman's able to flash away. The gravity field stunned all 3 members of KAOS. And that's just 2 more kills.
However, that bot lane has been suffering so much through that early game. They've been deprived of any XP or gold under that tower. Baki has lost so much. He's level 8. However, he's about 30 CS now to Exofeng. 2.3 thousand gold in 12 minutes.
It's not a great situation. Mirtek should be cleaned up here by KAOS without too much trouble. Of course, as we say that, Exofeng gets another 2 kills in the bottom lane. Yeah, you've taken down the Jace once.
A lot of the Eastern AD carry players, Viper being one, Bang being another, like big names that I can think of, Death, Ruler, all of these guys.
Force a mistake, force something that they can punish, and KAOS, they've been starting to do that more recently with these Maokai ults coming down, but it almost feels a little bit too little too late. Came in, he's just walking on out of there. Shackle might even be at risk here as the burn is coming through from the Chaos Storm. Victor is able to survive, but Snilla is turning up to try and change that, dropping the depth charge on his head. Cayman clears out the wave and falls down in the end. Big shutdown going over to Raya.
Yeah, and I will completely agree with you. I would have liked to see a lot more of that side lane pressure. Talking about side lane pressure, though, Bulldog Esports are looking to exert some themselves.
Yeah, Vayu trying to clear out the wave, but they're just going to walk straight through the turret. KaZLoLL flashing for the stun. There's a lot of HP on this Cho'Gath. KaZLoLL dropping to single digits. Mirtek not able to finish you off, and 1v3. Vayu is surviving. He is traded anything. Doesn't look likely as wave's going to be cleared out here by Cayman. So if they do try and make this dive work, it is going to take them a long-ass time.
Yeah, and KaZLoLL is also around.
And Shackle just looks like he's about to die. There's really nothing that he can do. Flash away gets the phase rush still ticking as Cayman and KaZLoLL have opted in. Flash away from the mid laner. Still get caught by the fate sealed. Raya escaping, finally able to take down KaZLoLL. It was a messy, it was a close run thing, but KAOS, they get the tower, they get the kill, they get out with their lives, but Exofeng is looking to pay janitor duty here. Has the arcane shift available, but isn't going to go forward. Recall in the bush successful. KAOS with a positive, proactive play. that gets this Yone further ahead.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I feel like Bulldog Esports beat a little bit more than they could chew right there. Real who, yes, they're pretty slippery, but also extremely squishy.
Shelly gonna get that charge through the mid
Here's
lane.
the shield ball that Riot is looking at as his second item. As they're pulling TPs to try and dive top lane, I'm expecting Maokai ult to come through. They do not have a wave, but they have 2 walls.
They've got a Cho'Gath. You don't need a minion wave to tank up the tower when you've got a big chunky boy like Vayu. Whilst there weren't many members of Bulldog there to back him up, right to be a little bit cautious. Lulus with a cautious flash away. Baki continuing to chase him though without a flash on the Xin Zhao. Could be dangerous for him here. The auto attack's coming out and KAOS just keep closing that gold lead. Bulldog there had a decent early game, but their mid game is full of fumbles.
Whoa, I was about to say that the whole gold lead right now is just Exofeng. Incredible job. I mean, Middle God asking, you shall receive. You wanted more action in the side lanes. We asked for it. And just like this, you end up getting punished. The damage is quite large, and KAOS are actually in position to walk in this river.
Well, Vayu is being engaged onto initially, but there's a lot of HP to burn through. Bulldog are going to be able to do it, but no, he's escaping. He gets on out of there, so does Shackle. Lulush goes down. Here comes Ryan with the Fate Seal, but he's gone too far himself. Gets shut down by Mirtek, and the Jace is looking to clean up. Knocks back Stiller. Mirtek slowed by the Maokai sapling, but it does not matter. A double kill for
been a treat over to Bulldog Esports, baiting KAOS into this team fight, using again that Ezreal that is still super far ahead. And I feel like that fight, KAOS, they got a little bit skill checked. A few of their abilities missed, and this was a very crucial fight for them to win.
Yeah, but ultimately they weren't quite able to do it. Vayu's going to try and grab a little bit more gold back for them by taking down this top lane tower, and honestly, I don't...
But surely, Armin a Storm getting to the level 16, got the extra level from Lord of Ages as well. Now KAOS are trying to get some control. They found KaZing.
Yeah, caught out the Leona, but again, incredibly tanky. Currently being burnt through, and Baki actually able to secure the kill. Bulldog still going forward though, as Vayu was a little bit isolated from the rest of his team. And my, oh my.
I think your Wolves, sure. I think your Krugs. Just take the whole thing, man. Like, who cares? Like, I'll place a 2-1, press R, you kill them. Just take everything.
All that the enemy team has to deal with. Nearly 25 minutes. Baron might be something we have to deal with. Lulush is just being caught out. Buys a lot of time with the Crescent Guard, but nowhere near enough. KaZing going in. That was a massive ultimate from Exofeng. Huge knock-up as Vayu was coming in on the other side. Messy fight. The Ezreal can't cut it out. Shut down for the Cho'Gath. Came in, coming in though with the biggest Chaos Storm I've seen in a little bit. That is category 5 for sure.
Miller steps a little bit too far out, has to burn his flash. However, that gives free reign for Raya, plus 700 gold in his inventory. Second, he has that Infinity Edge is going to be actually huge. He manages to connect one of his ultimates and a bunch of his abilities. He will be able to actually pair up to Cayman's Victor right here. Of course, 1 level down for the time being. Let's see if Cayman is going to actually chase him down. Does have Leona and Sinza with him.
KaZing looking, follows him through. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful from KaZing. And I feel like now it's just a formality before Raya falls down. That was beautiful, beautiful stuff from the Bulldog support. But hold on, KAOS are seeing the bot lane playing, going, do you know what? We fancy a little bit of a bite at Baron. Mirtek, Exofeng in the area, but it's falling too low too fast. Bulldog cannot get in, and KAOS sneak away the Baron from right under their noses.
So I was looking at the bot lane now. They're looking to TP into mid lane, possibly catch them on the way out. Snitter's gonna pay for this, but Cayman wanted to back.
Talking about the Victor, the Ezreal, the Jace. But those Baroned up minions for KAOS are a wonderful anti-sieging tool when you can walk with them. You're going to get stunned here. Chomped onto by Lulus as KaZing flies underneath the turret. The Cho'Gath is going to be going down as the Chaos Storm reigns over KAOS. KaZing needs to get on out of there as the turret shot finishes it off. Ends up being a 1-for-1 support for top laner, but Bulldog keep fumbling on these plays. KAOS keep forcing mistakes. Shackle positioning himself in that tri-bush as Exofeng is going to find Stiller once again.
Take it, and Bulldog Esports are already in position.
I mean, this is a 3v2. Maki is heavily chunked, but when Rare can go forward like that and take a similar amount of HP away from Lulush, it looks a lot better for them. Chem Tech Soul denied.
There is no true front line for KAOS.
It's a big ball of HP that doesn't really offer as much protection as it may otherwise indicate. For Bulldog, they really...
Choke points towards the Baron, especially when you're on red side, hurts a ton. So they need to figure out a way. As I'm saying that, hold on a minute.
Oh, that was a lovely thrash from Miatek. Stops himself.
Top side.
We need to consider the Cho'Gath factor as well. Vayu has that flash, and I've seen Janna steal Barons. I'm sure a Cho'Gath can do it, which is maybe why Bulldog are taking for the fight instead. But the Cho'Gath is so fucking tanky, man! Oh my word! KAOS, they're starting this up, but it's risky business. Still 25 seconds until Vayu could join them. Raya gets caught! He's able to escape back to the Baron, has to flash away as Stiller is being eviscerated on the other side. KAOS have been dashed to the winds, and there is nothing that they can do. Mid lane dead, support dead. I think it might be jungle dead, or at least very low.
Around the balance for a little bit too long, as we're getting a little bit too low here, guys. And Cho'Gath is around with flash. Not gonna be quite the case. Lulas arrives just at the perfect timing. Presses F key to smite that Baron down, and on the other side, Miatek is also securing Bulldog Esports the soul finally.
Giving you that little bit more. Still though, KAOS have got all of their inhib towers, and they've got a very large Cho'Gath walking towards Bulldog. He's going to be able to get the knock up onto Lulas, but again, his HP is just being burnt down so quickly. Stiller's going to be falling as well. Shackle's all on his own. The team fight has fallen apart from KAOS, and Bulldog are more than happy to sweep them aside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead members of KAOS, and everyone on Bulldog still standing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bulldog Esports members still alive. It took them an eternity. It took them 37 minutes, but they did it in game 1.
A win is a win is a win. Advantage and match point going over to Bulldog Esports as the Nexus falls in game 1.
A win is a win is a win.
I mean, it's locked in. They do have a pretty squishy front line, right? It is not really the most direct front to back, or can that very easily be taken down. But I mean, if they snowball their lanes, it won't matter. We saw how strong they were in the laning phase in game 1, right up against KAOS. So if they repeat that, this comp should be easier to snowball.
Exactly.
All Janna is going to be doing is...
Oh, I forgot. His hands don't work, so he can't play Pike. It's fine.
Oh, no, that's mean, Trouble. That's really mean. Although not as mean as what's happening to Baki.
Just flash the wall. Do it.
Yeah, well, I fear for his life currently. I think that the members of Bulldog are fairly committed to killing him here, as Cayman's going to tank up a couple of tower shots, and it's first blood over to Lulas. Vayu trying to clear something up, not quite able to take down the Draven, but I think Cayman will eventually fall 1-for-1, looking a little bit for chaos than it did.
Janna, this is where the priority comes through from the side of Bulldog Esports. That's why you're also seeing Shackle path towards the top side of the map. He wants to make sure that he does get that Skull Crab over towards the top side. However,
no! In terms of the early objectives, Bulldogs looking to move over to contest. I think they're going to be potentially a little bit late on the smite. Tron goes wide from Cayman. Bulldog wise to back away for now. Still are actually going to go for an engagement, completely catching out the Ahri. And that's another kill for Raya. Flash.
That map control is very, very important. Now, of course, KAOS is doing the opposite, where they're going to contest towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, Baki has TP if he wants to join this, and in the 4v4 they seem to be happy enough. That equalizer splitting off Vayu a little bit, has to flash over the wall. Stiller also flashing for a stun, but now he's going backwards. Here comes the Ziggs though. KAOS have got the numbers advantage, and Bulldog Esports, they pass their grade 1 maths, so they understand how to counter 5, and they recognize that that's not going to be an advantageous rumble. Found himself isolated, not really anywhere to go. Doesn't have the equalizer either, so I think he's just going to try and get down dirty, brawl it up with Vayu, but he's not even able to do that. It's an overstep, fundamentally a mistake from Miatek, and it's a third kill for Raya. And Zig's going to be able to rain down damage from a million miles away, and then the Viego problem. All he needs is one kill in a team fight, and then he takes it over. Massive from Stiller! Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was really quite exceptional from the KAOS support. Raya's actually going to go down for the shutdown for Exofeng.
KAOS stick around here. without their massive ultimates, I don't think there's any way they can just walk in and contest. They're going to realize that now.
We're able to bring a little bit more to the party, and early game for KAOS starting to fall away as Bulldogs find themselves in the resurgence.
I mean, it's scary, right? Suddenly a bloodthirster, Rod of Ages, Ari and Draven walked into the top side of the map. You have Ari ult as well. And a lot of the massive engage.
A couple of the Yone plays last game went a little bit awry. This guy has been playing ADC for a very long time. He knows how to play Corki, and looks like KAOS know how to start off a fight in the enemy jungle. Lula shut down before he can escape. The long-range artillery from the Ziggs definitely helping out there, and it's that proactive play that we were begging KAOS for last game, just coming out in spades. Mirtek gonna fall. It's another kill for Shackle as Exofeng is here trying to pick up the pieces. Stiller doesn't have any cooldown. Stun cleansed away from the Draven, throwing the axes, getting the kills, and now Shackle has to run. Flash over the wall from Exofeng, failed by Shackle. They stare each other dead in the eyes, and it's the Draven who comes out on playing against the group winners in Bulldog with a substitute, and they are still taking them to task.
Talking about taking them to task, we're going to potentially look, see if they can sneak in a referral right here. Again, when you do not have setup, you do not want to be taking these fights. However, KAOS are looking. Draven is in the pit, and no
he
flash.
Doesn't have flash. They can just jump on top of him. He's going to get stunned up against the wall as the charm goes down onto Shackle. The Draven will eventually fall, as does the Viego. 1-for-1 thus far as Cayman's going forward. Vayu now looking a little bit isolated. Stiller trying to help him out. Wonderful interrupt there on the Vi. Vaju's able to find himself out of that situation. Stiller going back in. Cayman falling down. Lulush punching against the Poppy, but doesn't do enough damage. And it's a finisher at the end, the bouncing bomb.
How do you pilot this type of composition that doesn't necessarily have an identity? You've got bodies being...
Have your get out of here button anymore. And maybe that opens up a window. Saying that though, KAOS look like they're just going to be picking up this Atacon without any contest. Though Cayman is able to take down Shackle in trades, but he's being absolutely brutalized by Raya. Just about cooldown management. One more Spirit Rush in. There goes Lulush. It's a couple of kills for Bulldog.
Oh no. Raya was trying to take as many of the big flowers as he could.
Can we just talk about like what went on with Lulush there? That was some very interesting aerial feats performed by the Vi. Herald going to be summoned in mid lane.
All right, let's see. There's a bunch of people underneath this tower. Sniller's taking a lot of damage. I don't think KAOS can actually defend that with Poppy, of course, over on the top side of the map. And that was a very interesting interaction down the bot lane in general, because Shackle ends up going down instantly to Cayman, and then Rice
had his second item for quite a while now, building towards a third. This Draven, he's going to be doing more damage with his autos, but he's going to find it really difficult to interact, as Mirtek's interactions with this top side are definitely unpleasant. Perfectly played from Vayu, another kill for Shackle. Dragon is going to be the next focus of our teams. Or at least one of them, as KAOS were able to take it out without too much trouble. Bulldog are walking over. They look like they're
neutral objective. Put themselves on soul point here as well as having the feats of strength. But so far, so good in the early game. Oh no, Bucky!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, there goes the Vi ultimate. Not a particularly high value Zonya's there, as it's a shutdown going over to Exofeng. Lulush is on the wrong side of things now, so will very likely pay the price for that kill. Able to get over the wall. Finds Vi, but also finds Cayman, because seeing Exofeng, the rest of his boys. Bulldog, though, finding it difficult to dislodge this Poppy as Stiller is moving over, trying to pinch them. Exofeng able to get an interrupt. Lovely interrupt from Kasing as well. Massive blast cone to get everybody out of dodge. And
with that red buff behind the pit to actually fully control that area of Baron. Talking about controlling.
Yeah, we are just going straight onto that Corki. Raya actually able to flash onto the tower and just burn through Lulush. Topside enemy jungle is dead. Let's go for Baron.
Absolutely the right choice right here. They caught Exofeng.
Oh, but the survival, the peel from the Janna is just nowhere near enough. He's burning through Sniller. He's able to get him at the death. Well, I'm sure that
Diego actually beaten down. You see that Bulldog Esports do not want to go down without a fight, but they do not have Ari ult.
Oh, that is a lovely equalizer, Baki. With that Sonya's again, Raya being forced out of the pit. The Baron is falling low. The Baron is falling to KAOS. But Bulldog want to wipe a couple of them off of Summoner's Rift. Vayu's actually been able to get a kill. This Poppy just such a nuisance in the pit, in the post-fight, interrupting the dashes. Mirtek flashes over the wall, getting the stun, finally going down. But KAOS, they get big cooldown. Level 16 Ziggs with 3 items. Chemtech Soul, if KAOS can get this one, Bulldog really don't want to give it to them. They will be successful. Bulldog taking down the Chemtech Drake against the run of play, but they're maybe looking for a little bit more. This is a bit of an isolated situation, but they're able to find Raya. Attempted engage from Scylla, completely knocked away. Came in, gets a killing spree onto the Viego. Vayu goes into the backline and finds absolutely nothing. Out of nowhere, Bulldog fight a huge fight.
The picture, and they split KAOS, which means they can no longer front the back. Right here, Bulldog Esports, they've got the chance to open up the base, both in that bot lane and the mid lane. That will be huge for the next Dragon fights to come.
Oh, they're backing away from the bot lane in Hib Tower, not wanting to go a bridge too far. Just taking the structures they know they can get and backing.
They haven't allowed Shackle to get anywhere near or Vayu. Don't count this though. How's Sniller there?
He's looking quite near, but there's no one to help him out. That was a lovely Mega Inferno bomb, but ultimately Exofen gets the kill. Vayu now going to be going into the backline, knocking a few people away as Cayman tries to dash on out of that situation he's found him into. Lulish going into the backline to take out Shackle, trading the junglers away as the Ari's now caught out. The damage to Raya is disgusting. One last rock hit as Exofen is pinged against the wall and puts in his grave. A re-entry for the Corki, a triple kill for Raya, and as soon as it looks good for Bulldog, starting to get to the point where these fights, which have been oh so variable, become so much more meaningful. Vayu attempting to engage on Lulis as Mirtek is 1v1ing with Shackle on the other side, and the Viego goes down! Lulis now fighting up with Stiller, KAOS getting split, Raya TPing into his death! Oh my word! It looks so good for Bulldog, then it looks so good for KAOS, and then it swings back once again. Came in flashing, looking for the charm. Not quite able to find it. XFX speeding himself up. And back he pops Golden, but he pops down Kasing with the kill. Maybe one more onto Vayu here if Bulldog are feeling particularly adventurous. They get the charm down onto Sniller, over the wall. They're looking for the Rel. Stun against the wall from Vayu, but he's all on his own. Tanky, but not tanky enough. Bulldog in the base of KAOS, looking to clean up this game, looking to clean up this series. It has been messy, Georgia, but a win is a win is a win.
I think that's gonna have to be the motto for them, Middlecott. It's not clean, but it's a 2-0.
Bulldog Esports secure their spot in the next round, but KAOS, they are going to be a very scary customer in that lower bracket. Underestimate them at your peril. But today, this game is all about Bulldogs. It's all about Exofeng with the ace as the Nexus falls 2-0 Bulldog.
Obviously, congratulations to Bulldog Esports for winning their first round in play.